got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram,
What's up, guys? Welcome back for another video. Today we're doing a creamy, crunchy bubble potato pillow TikTok viral video. This video's got something like 10.5 million likes and something like 100 million views. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how the recipe reads. Well, I guess it doesn't read because we're watching it, but how the recipe plays out, and then how the creamy, crunchy potato pillows taste, and whether it's worth it to make this recipe or just give it a hard pass and take it for what it is. The video itself looks pretty good. It's quick, it looks crispy and delicious, so let's get right into it and see if it is. So first of all, I just went ahead and washed those potatoes. Just want to get off any dirt or nasties that come from the store. Although, I mean, putting them into a pot of boiling water and boiling them for 30 minutes is gonna kill anything that's on the exterior of those potatoes. But like, if there's some rocks or some dirt, some crunchies, you don't want that. We went ahead and we're boiling those potatoes right now for 30 minutes. For me, it ended up being 25 minutes. I don't know, maybe my potatoes are a different size. They're just giving you a max time frame. So they throw the potatoes into a bowl of ice water. So I've done this before. It just shocks the potato and creates some steam in between the skin and the starchy flesh of the potato. And then the skin's easy to peel off. That's pretty cool. It's an eye-catching way of peeling the potatoes as well. And it worked all right. I had to use a little bit of a paring knife to get some portions of the skin off these potatoes, but with the power of editing, I just peeled one potato. Now, with this recipe, I mean, if you've ever made gnocchi before, you want to rice the potatoes, just because you don't want to like mix the potatoes a bunch. Like if you used a masher, like if you're making mashed potatoes and you're using cream and butter, then that's like getting into the molecules of the potato, and so you can do a little bit more mixing without the potatoes becoming gummy. Now, potatoes don't have gluten, but the starch, if you mix the starch a lot, it gets gluey. So when you rice the potatoes, you're not, and by the way, the potatoes are super hot, so it's burning the palm of my hands. But when you rice the potatoes, you're essentially breaking the potato down, and you're not mixing it all. So you're not going to build up any of that stringy gluiness that you would if you just mixed potatoes. Now, if you don't believe me, it's kind of cool to do. If you just boil some potatoes, go ahead and mash them, throw in like a little bit of cream, or maybe don't even throw any cream, but just like mix the potatoes up a lot. Or even if you like handle potatoes, just the starch becomes gluey in between your fingers. So wow, that was a long-winded way of saying why to rice the potato. But now what we're doing, now the potato's riced, is we're adding flour and cornstarch back into the potato, because we need this potato to stick together. We need to form some sort of a light dough. And the flour has gluten in it, and gluten will act as sort of an elastic component, and will help us form this dough. It'll help keep the potato together. Now, the difference between this recipe and, say, a gnocchi is that a gnocchi, you just add some eggs, or an egg yolk. You're basically making like a potato pasta. The whole objective with gnocchi is to handle it as little as possible. Like you don't want to develop any gluten, you don't want to develop any gluiness, you just want them to be like the title of this video says, just creamy, fluffy, crunchy potato pillows. Essentially what this recipe is just deep fried gnocchi. Like if we followed almost this exact recipe, granted changing how you do the dough a little bit, and we boiled these creamy, crunchy, fluffy potato pillows instead of frying them, we'd essentially make gnocchi. And then after you've boiled them, you can mix them in a tomato sauce, a pesto sauce, Alfredo sauce, or you can just fry them in the pan, and you get a little bit of a crispy exterior on your gnocchi, and then you can serve them with any one of those sauces. That's what came to mind when I first watched this video on TikTok. But now you can see I'm rolling out these potato noodles, these potato logs, and they were messing with me a little bit. I had to add a little bit more flour to the recipe because the potatoes weren't sticking together. Like there was nothing in the potatoes. It was like literally taking mashed potatoes and trying to roll them into a log. So I had to add more flour so that they would stick together. But it worked out pretty well. They're sticking together, so I'm cutting them up into little potato pillows. And I used 4 potatoes, and honestly, this yielded probably like 200 potato pillows. So I don't know if you want to, I mean, that would probably feed a family of 4 if you had like some veggies and a protein on the side. But so with this recipe as well, they do a double fry. Now, a double fry you usually do when you have like raw potatoes, when you're making your own French fries, and you'll like do a lower temperature fry to cook the potato, and then you'll take them out, you'll let them rest, and then you'll turn up the heat of the oil and you'll do a second fry so that you have a crispy exterior on the French fry and a soft pillowy interior. But these are already cooked. We already went and cooked the potatoes, so I don't know why there's a double fry. I just would have turned the, made the fryer temperature at 400, in the middle between 375 and 450, 400, and just done one fry, because now we're like putting them in the oil twice, and I don't think they need to be in the oil twice. They're already cooked. So nonetheless, we just want to finish them off, a little fry here, and give them in for a second dunk, the higher temperature. And it really doesn't take any time at all. They're going to crisp right up and get that nice golden brown. And typically when you pull them out of the oil, they're going to go like a shade or 2 darker brown. Hit them with a little cayenne like they did in the TikTok video. Give them a try. So would I make this recipe again? I feel like it was a lot of effort for the finished end result. Like, did we eat the entire bowl? Yes, we did. We ate the entire bowl. Was it something that I would make again and share with my friends and family? Probably not. Would I make this recipe just as gnocchi by itself? Maybe, but then why wouldn't I just follow a gnocchi recipe?
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes.